reference frames to help you write your ideas. So on this little edge, we'll do that one at a time. So we've been talking about the Vietnam War, right? We did our stations, we listened to some music, we talked about Ho Chi Minh. We are going to look today at different perspectives. So you know how we labeled our binder paper docs 1 through 4? We're going to do the same here. So the picture of Ho Chi Minh, this is going to be number 1. This image of Jules is going to be number 2. Flip it over. President Eisenhower will be 3. And Diem will be number 4. Okay, so we are going together to read this first document. We'll annotate it together, and then we will fill out our binder paper for SOSA. So please follow along. When you eventually read these documents with your partners, it is important that you read the editor's note. This is going to give you background information on what you're reading. Okay, so editor's note. On September 2nd, 1945, Ho Chi Minh delivered the Declaration of Independence of Vietnam in Hanoi. An excerpt follows. So I know this is going to be a piece of the text. This is just a small portion. And I know it's going to relate to independence in Vietnam. And I feel like I've heard this phrase before, Declaration of Independence. Where else have we heard of a Declaration of Independence?
Here.
Here. What year? Trick question. 1700.
1782.
1776.
1778.
So I'm going to go ahead and read. Please follow along. All men are created equal. They are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This immortal statement was made in the Declaration of Independence of the United States of America in 1776. In a broader sense, this means all peoples on the earth are equal from birth. All the peoples have a right to live, to be happy, and free. So he's breaking this down, right? This is a phrase. It's a popular phrase from the Declaration of Independence. Phrase. If you have inalienable rights, you can't take them away. Thank you, Travis. Okay. Nevertheless, for more than 80 years, the French imperialists, abusing their standard of liberty, equality, and fraternity, have violated our fatherland and oppressed our fellow citizens. They have acted contrary to the ideals of humanity and justice. Now I'm asking you to think back to Mr. Kurtz's class. Okay, think back to Modern World History 1. Liberty, equality, and fraternity. Where do we get this phrase from?
From Constitution.
Maybe the Constitution.
Imperialism.
Say it, sir. Bill of Rights.
We didn't learn about that.
You did learn about this, I guarantee you.
I didn't.
I know you did.
Yeah, we learned about it.
Okay, so this phrase, it is very similar. It comes from those same ideas, but I will let you know that these ideas of life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and the Declaration of Independence came from these ideas. This came first. So this is a famous phrase that they used during the French Revolution. The French Revolution took place before the American Revolution. So the Americans actually borrowed their ideas from the French. Okay, I would say it in French, but I can't because I don't have a French accent. And what is that part? So, the French are acting contrary. If they're acting contrary, are they going with or against their own values? Against their own values. I'm going to continue. In the field of politics, they have deprived our people of every democratic liberty. If someone deprives you of something, they're taking it away, right? It's not given to you. They have enforced inhumane laws. They have set up 3 distinct political regimes in the north, the center, and the south of Vietnam in order to wreck our national unity and prevent our people from being united. So from this, I know that Vietnam is divided. They have built more prisons than schools. They have mercilessly slain our patriots, and they have drowned our uprisings in rivers of blood. If they are mercilessly slaying patriots.
No mercy.
No mercy, right? But how can we define that word without using the word in the definition?
Fatality.
Carelessly.
Carelessly. Good one, Johnny, right? Carelessly, without conscience.
Reckless.
What did you say again, Johnny? I just forgot how to mind.
Carelessly.
Carelessly, thank you. Carelessly, right? Without conscience, right? Your conscience tells you the difference between right and wrong, what you should do and what you shouldn't do.
That's right. Maybe that's what it is.
Your conscience?
No.
I've never been sure that we're coming back.
Conscience, yeah. So, you know, so sometimes you'll see it like there's a little angel and a little devil, and the angel's telling you one thing and the devil's telling you the other. That's your conscience. Okay. In the field, let's focus, let's get back with it. Sarah, please turn around. In the fields of economics, they have fleeced us to the backbone, impoverished our people, and devastated our land. What is something that you fleece, or where does fleece come from?
Percy Jackson.
Sheep. Fleece, Nina, is that you? Fleece comes from sheep. So if they are fleecing them to the backbone, to what extent? A little
A lot.
or a lot, right? They are taking advantage of them greatly. And if the people are impoverished, what do you think that might look like? If you are in Vietnam and people are living in poverty,
Or
so what does poor look like?
no
So,
clothes.
one at a time. So maybe no clothes. Abe?
Starvation.
People are hungry. Is that what you were going to say, RJ? Johnny?
No, I was agreeing with 8.
Okay, so hungry. Maybe people are walking around holding their stomachs. Maybe their clothes are ripped, right? They're not going to look very put together.
More crimes.
Crime. And maybe they're homeless, right? Shelter. What does their home look like? Okay. They have robbed us of our rice fields, our mines, and our forests, and our raw materials. They have monopolized the issuing of banknotes and the export trade. So I know this whole paragraph talks about raw materials or resources. I'm going to put my hand over there, so. And with these raw materials and resources, you can either buy things with them, you can trade, right? You can make things with them. But that is not an option for the Vietnamese since the French have come in.
Wait, that means monopolize on these?
Wait, doesn't it say
Resource. So monopolize. How many of you have ever played Monopoly?
Me. I know what it means.
I'm happy good.
So what does a Monopoly mean, RJ?
Isn't it like
Hold on.
control?
Sorry.
Control.
Hello, Miss Alvarez speaking.